Hey there, welcome back to my channel. It's Abby. If you're new to my channel or visit me for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I was able to identify my interior design style, which is Afro-Japandi. So I'm going to be introducing what Afro-Japandi is. I will also be sharing my personal connection to the Afro-Japandi style. And I also want to explain why the Afro-Japandi style appealed to me and why it may ultimately also appeal to you. So of course, today I am absolutely excited to share my journey into identifying my style as Afro-Japandi. It's a beautiful design style that really merges 2 or 3 design styles, depending on how you think about it, into one. So let's go ahead and just explore Afro-Japandi interior design style a bit more. So you may be wondering, how did I discover my style? Well, I discovered my style because after sitting in my apartment, coming home sometimes, it just felt a little too dark. Of course, I am Nigerian. Nigerian American is how I classify myself. My Nigerian heritage, culture, and roots were going to play a pivotal role. And I've always loved a very earthy vibe. So I basically started there to plug in those elements into Pinterest. Of course, the African interior design style, art, textures, fabric, right? The natural tones of the African culture in general is where I started. It is very hard to pinpoint like a Nigerian interior design style. So I had to really start from a more broader perspective of really an African inspired interior design style. So I'm sure most of you know that the continent of Africa has a lot of vibrant patterns. It has really great texture. It has natural wood elements, as well as a minimalist neutral aesthetic. So those were the elements that I was immediately drawn to. And those were the elements that I really wanted to make sure I was capturing, highlighting, and researching in terms of the Afro component of my Afro-Japandi interior design style. So through the research, I was able to confirm the type of colors, because that's really important, patterns and textures that really resonated with me, which is a really important element, which I'll cover a little bit later. I was able to definitely confirm that I loved the natural wood elements of different shades, as well as a neutral vibe and aesthetics. So with that being said, I moved on to research some interior design styles that I really resonated with. And some of those styles are wabi-sabi and Scandinavian. And what I found out was that more so the style that I really resonated with was Japandi. So you may be wondering, what is Japandi? Well, Japandi is a design style that incorporates Japanese and Scandinavian aesthetics into one design style. It emphasizes simplicity, minimalism, and neutral elements to create a scenic and functional space. So here are some characteristics of Japandi design. The first one is minimalism. So think clean lines, uncluttered spaces, and a focus on essential elements. The next characteristic is natural materials. So think wood, stones, and other natural fibers. Those are the ones that are commonly used and can be visible in things like a smooth or textured wood and even textured linen. So think a pebbled linen, a woven linen, an intricately designed raised linen or throw blanket. The next characteristic is simplicity. And you may be wondering why, but it's an important one because it focuses on functionality and the avoidance of unnecessary clutter, which allows you to have more open pockets of space in your home. And another characteristic is hygge or wabi-sabi, which are qualities of embracing coziness and finding beauty in imperfection. Think about it like a blending of worlds. So overall, to me, Japandi creates a timeless and harmonious interior design style that promotes well-being and tranquility. And that was really, really important to me because coziness, open spaces, and tranquility are key for me when I get home. And the elements, especially of the lack of clutteredness and more open spaces, is something that I really hang on to. And I try to make sure that as need be, I'm making sure that my space is not cluttered. And if I'm finding that I'm bringing in new things or it's feeling less open and cluttered, then I'm definitely going to be in a stage of decluttering. So putting those two together, Afro-Japandi is simply a fusion of African or Afro and Japandi, again, which is Japanese and Scandinavian design styles. So as I mentioned earlier, it's a mixing or hybrid of styles. And both design styles combine both colors and patterns of African culture with the minimalism and natural materials of Japanese or Japandi design. So of course, I was immediately drawn to the bold colors and patterns as they all incorporate elements that are really vital and important specifically to my Nigerian heritage and culture. Growing up, I've always been surrounded by beautiful Nigerian fabrics, so whether it is Ashwebi, Ashwoke, or Ankara. While these fabrics are known for their vibrant color and intricate designs, it was important to me that as I incorporate fabrics and textiles into my home, that they kept a very light and airy feel. So I wanted to incorporate the intricate patterns, but not necessarily all of the bold colors. The way that I have compromised with myself and really brought in bold colors are through things like my interior decor accessories, as I call them. So think a throw pillow, a throw blanket, a lampshade, a lamp, or even things like floral elements. So when it comes to Afro-Japandi, specifically the Afro part, you may be drawn more to the bold colors and incorporating a lot of those bold colors and patterns in a variety of ways in your space. When it comes to the Japanese component of Afro-Japandi, I think all of the elements really speak to me. The earthy, neutral, simplistic, harmonious characteristics and elements, light and airy, definitely resonate with me. I cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure that if you're going to take on a Afro-Japandi style, that you really try to embody a mindset of empty spaces and lack of clutter. Definitely something that I struggle with from time to time, but I think I've taken on the mindset that I have to be aware and always be on my toes when it comes to what I bring into the space. And in a lot of ways, really practicing periodic decluttering, if that makes sense. Another key element that I really love about Afro-Japandi is that based on, again, what you gravitate more towards, especially I would say in the Afro component, you can really create a unique and beautiful aesthetic in your home. Afro-Japandi to me is a style that is both bold, modern, and timeless. Personally, it allows me to express my cultural identity, which is really important, in a fresh and innovative way. I feel like there are elements that I can swap out and change up throughout the year and as the seasons change. So if this is your introduction and first time hearing about the Afro-Japandi design style, then I'm very excited to be sharing it with you all, taking you all along this journey in this new series that started honestly about 4 years ago. So throughout the Afro-Japandi design style series, we'll explore key elements of this style, discuss how to incorporate it into your home, and even do more fun DIY projects. If you haven't checked out my DIY playlist, check out the home DIY playlist where you'll see me update and change a IKEA dresser unit, again, to a more earthy Afro-Japandi vibe, and as well as creating my own large-scale faux tree, which is again another earthy element in the Afro-Japandi design characteristic and style. So make sure you stay tuned into the series. We're going to be diving more into the world of Afro-Japandi together, and this is going to be a several episode series. So again, make sure you stay tuned. And if you have any questions for me, you know what to do. Drop those down in the comment section below. I have already incorporated several elements in the Afro-Japandi style in my home for several years now. And again, I'll be doing many more DIYs and highlighting how these DIYs align with the Afro-Japandi design style. So if you enjoyed any part of this video, then consider joining the community by subscribing to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up and hit your notification bell so you're up to date when I post new videos like this one. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.